of NASA 5E in our Arcanoclism campaign. For a bit of an extended recap of what's happened in the time since Borax was last with us, we'll go back a few sessions to where the party was traveling on a small path connecting the high road and the trade way. A human male ran out of the woods being chased by two of the wolf-like monstrosities, whom the party helped in fending off. The man turned out to be Shadowspawn, an elusive figure who was out there doing a job for a friend, but expressed gratitude for helping him and agreed to travel with you guys until you returned to Neverwinter. After curing the disease he contracted from one of the beasts, you guys pushed onwards. The party had a brief layover in Long Saddle for some actual bed rest and a bit of cavorting. And the party made their way to Nesme, city in the ruins and being reclaimed by the Moor after decades and perhaps centuries of disuse. From there, the party made their way through the increasingly difficult terrain until they arrived at Dazut, an entirely lizard folk village with a statue of Thok Jima that had been gifted to the village that Thok founded, being used as a meat and hide drying rack. After speaking with the chief and being paired with Vask Jima, the chief's son and a young warrior, as a guide to take you to the temple of Semuanya, you set out to find a brew. Along the way, Vask avoided aiding you in battle, and Nevis had some encouraging words for him after realizing that his survival instinct was at odds with his duty. After finding the temple and heading inside, Vask on watch duty outside, the party was surprised by a large group of robed men, many wearing college robes adorned with the same symbol. And I took a second crack at drawing that symbol today. And it is like a diamond beset in a valley of mountains with beams of light coming out from behind it. These men sought brew and gave you guys a chance to flee. After you guys insisted that you had greater numbers outside of the building, the cultists laughed and a fight broke out. During that fight, 7 more cultists ran in through the temple foyer and through to another chamber to grab brew. The party managed to dispatch the 8 cultists around them and used mold earth and some boulders to block the hall and trap the cultists inside. After taking a short rest, you guys sprung your trap and removed just enough of the barricade to allow the cultists to come through, but with some difficulty. Each team had their play. As the cultists engaged the party, one was carrying a box and made a break for the door. Some intense combat moments ensued, and the party recovered brew and fought off the remaining enemy forces. After the dust settled, the party gathered themselves, some items from the cultists, and investigated a man made of metal that the cultists had eliminated in order to get brew. Only able to deem that the man was not a golem, Xanalor deemed it of utmost importance that this man come back to Neverwinter along with brew. After discovering that Vask Jima had died at the hands of the cultists, but with blood upon his blade, the party brought him back to his village, where he was given a hero's burial instead of being fed to the village. After a long rest, we pick up in the morning with the party packing up their donkeys to travel the 10-day back to Neverwinter. As you look around, you see Borax. You think back, and you're sure that he's been there all along, but you can't seem to recall any of his actions over the last few days. Odd, but you push forward nonetheless. And that's where we'll pick up. Apparently Sean will be on in 10 minutes, but we don't have time to wait for that. So, is there anything you guys would like to do last minute in Dazut before setting out for Neverwinter?
I'd like to apologize for sitting out of combat. You know, I've had a lot of these close death experiences. I figured it was some of your guys' turn to take some damage. I'm feeling a little more confident now, and I'm ready to get back in there.
Just don't end up like Vask.
That would be the goal. But perhaps if I help, maybe he wouldn't have died.
All right. So, as you guys finish packing up the donkeys and set out back through the moor, the road out, so to speak, gets easier instead of harder as you make your way away from Dazut. And eventually you guys wind up finding yourselves in Nesme, and I'll go ahead and read that description for you guys again. So the village of Nesme is abandoned and ruined. The buildings around you are in shambles or crumbled. The back quarter of the town is slowly sliding into the moor. Borak, since I don't think you were here last time, do you want to go ahead and make a history check?
I guess that's a no.
He's muted.
Yeah, he is. Okay, we'll move on. But you guys do remember from last time that the result, the Nesme is abandoned as a result of being.
Sorry, I
Oh,
rolled
yeah.
a 19, and my fat fingers was trying to unmute it for literally that entire 45 seconds.
Okay. Okay. So Borax, you actually, you know that, or you remember somehow that Nesme fell during the War of the Silver Marches when it was attacked by orcs, aided by a white dragon named Arothader.
Okay.
After that, Drow conquered the village, but were forced by monsters of the moor to abandon it eventually, and it has stood abandoned since.
Okay.
And that was a couple hundred years ago.
Good old Arothader.
But yeah, so you guys are in Nesme, and it's about time to set up camp. I think you guys camped here in Nesme last time in a mostly not crumbled building. So you guys are able to find the same building and set up camp there again. What order do we want to do watch in?
Last.
I'll go first.
Same as
Stack
usual.
taking third. All right. Borax, you get a night
I'll
off.
continue to do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You could pair with someone on their watch if you wanted to.
That sounds absolutely awful. I will take a full night's sleep.
All right. Okay. So up first then for Shad, go ahead and make your perception check for me.
All right, come on, Corey's gift dice. Don't fuck me now. That's not bad. 15, 11 plus 4.
15. Okay. So as you are as you're kind of watching out, you guys are in a mostly burnt out building, so you're not super concerned about like something being in the building with you or anything like that. But you do get the feeling that you guys are being watched from outside the building somewhere.
All right, so I get the feeling that we're being watched from outside the building.
Yeah.
Um,
And we're sure it's not for shot as a raccoon.
What is who's got second watch on this?
Nevis does.
Nevis. All right. I'm gonna hang out close to Nevis, and then I'm gonna wild shape back into the wolf.
Okay.
And let me pull up the wolf stats on D&D Beyond.
I used Roll20 Compendium.
There we go. And then with keen hearing and smell, can I see if I can narrow down where that's coming from?
Yeah, go ahead and let's have you make an investigation check.
Actually, if it's a perception check, relying hearing or smell, I get advantage.
Okay. But so you've like detected that this exists, now you're trying to like find the source, or are you just trying to
narrow it down?
Okay.
Just get a direction.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yeah. Because I'm not going to go there by myself as a wolf. Oh, and that fell off the table. Let's just grab a different D20 then.
What if it's not interested in wolves?
That is an 18 plus 3, since I take over its skills No, I keep my mental skills. So that's 22. 18 plus 4.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
You are able to determine that it is not one source, but maybe multiple. You're not sure how many, because you're using hearing and scent. So there's more than one scent. However, as far as hearing goes, it doesn't seem like anyone is coming closer to or moving away from the area that you guys are in.
Okay.
With there being sort of multiple scent signatures, you're not able to locate exactly where one person might be from where you're at right now.
All right. If that's the case, I'm going to nudge Nevis awake. In my wolf form.
What the-
Right. So yeah, Nevis, you wake up to a wet nose booping you in the face.
And then I do the classic pointer dog, like in the direction of where I figured some of the sense.
What's the matter, Lassie? Is Timmy in trouble?
I give the little side like ear where the dog's confused and trying to locate a sound.
All right. Do I pick up on what Bendy's laying down here?
Yeah, you get the sense that that there is something in the direction that he's pointing. You're not sure what, if he's seen something, smelled something, heard something, or what, but you get the sense that there's something amiss.
All right. Can I hear or see anything if I look around?
I thought you were going to say smell. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
In the meantime, Borax looks particularly evil on his thumbnail today.
That's only an 8.
An 8, okay. You kind of you listen and you look. The light from your guys' small campfire doesn't really extend very far past the walls of the building that you're in. But you don't see anything. You take a couple steps forward and don't see or hear anything change.
All right. I look back to see if Vendy is still in wolf form and paying attention.
Yep.
And then I want to approach the entrance, exit, whatever we're using, and kind of do a little bit more investigating on what might be out there.
Okay.
I'll be walking just beside him, not like deciding, oh, I want to be in front of him. No, I want to be behind him. No, I want to be in between his legs.
Okay. Are you bringing like a light source with in an effort to try to see further beyond the bounds of the campfire, or how are you
I just want to get closer to the door and without like whatever we've got in there as a door, without opening it or parting a curtain or whatever, just to see if I can hear anything more evident.
Okay. Go ahead and make another perception check for me then.
Okay, not rolling that one anymore. That's a 5.
A 5. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you get closer to the boundaries of darkness there, and oh, there we go. We can see Aaron now. You get closer to the boundaries of darkness there, and it seems like whatever Vershad was sensing either is completely laying low or may not even currently be there.
Can I get a take on how apprehensive the wolf is about what's going on outside? Does he seem really concerned or just kind of, hey, there's something?
Make an animal handling check.
Yeah, make a druid handling check.
Hey, sorry I'm late. What character do I need?
Shadow Spawn.
All right, let me see if I can do this without disconnecting.
I had a 13.
13 for your insight check. Okay. Yeah, so you look and he's I don't know, how do you seem, Vershad, as far as like seeming particularly apprehensive?
I feel like Vershad would immediately go towards this is it. these are the people who are looking for him. I have no evidence to suggest otherwise, so probably the hair on his back is standing up right now.
Okay, so yeah, you look at this wolf and you see his hackles are raised, and he's actually down in sort of a more of a lower ready position. He's not standing fully upright. He's kind of got some bend in his arms and legs. I guess.
All
his
right.
legs and hands.
So on my way back to grab a piece of kindling or timber from the fire to use as a torch, I nudge Stock awake.
So, take a look at Nevis and see what's going on.
And so I grab my little makeshift torch and head back. And this time I am going to go through the door outside.
Okay.
I will follow suit.
All right. As you approach sort of the threshold with a torch and you step outside, you see sort of or you see further into the night. It's a pretty dark night, not a lot of moonlight, and you're looking for like footprints or anything like that. And as far as you can see around the camp, around the building that you're in, to like the bounds of the village, about 150 feet from the building that you guys are in, you don't see any footprints or anything like that. You actually don't see any signs of anyone having been here outside of you guys.
All right. I want to motion to Stock to check around the left side of the building. I'm going to go around the right side of the building, trying to be stealthy as I can.
Okay.
And just kind of check the perimeter without falling in any of the moor that we happen to be near.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me. Stock, you as well.
Alrighty.
Apparently, I'm pretty clumsy at night.
Oh, you get night blindness too?
13.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Going to another die.
Okay. Yeah, you guys sneak around the building. You believe yourselves to be moving pretty stealthily. But as you move around the building, you wind up running back into Stock without having seen anyone.
So I look around for Vendi.
I'm right there in the group of 3.
I just kind of shrug my shoulders at him. What's
Rashad,
up,
why don't
werewolf?
you go ahead make an investigation check for me, Rashad.
Let's investigate. What is my investigation score on this? Because I keep mine. +2. Okay. Uh, 17 + 2, 19.
19,
Finally,
okay.
your gift dice isn't fucking me today.
All right. So you look around. Also, you're kind of sniffing around. You've got your ears perked. Again, you're staying low, ready for anything to happen. Since you feel particularly alert about this.
Yeah, since I'm immediately going to the worst possible situation for me.
Right. You also you locate no footprints outside of those of the party. Having been an animal around the party before, you've gotten a pretty good sense of what your guys' footprints look like. You see some hoof prints that belong to very Charlie-like animals.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it doesn't seem like anyone has been into the village other than you guys. As you sniff the air, you notice that the scents are not like really close to the building that you guys are in. It seems like they might be in the woods, but you can smell that the scents are getting weaker, which to you indicates that they either aren't there anymore or they've since moved away that area.
Cool. All right. Then I will drop out of wild shape. And just go to everyone's like, hey, yeah, sorry. Looks like everything I smell and heard is moving away. Might have been just a little bit too cautious. Thanks for helping out.
Yeah, that's okay. That's why we set up watch.
Yeah.
All right, if you're good, I'm good. Let's go back in.
Sweet deal.
All right. So at this time, it's basically time, Nevis, for you to stay up. So Vershad, you head in, and it takes you a little while, but you do wind up going to sleep. And,
Right next to Charlie.
Right next to Charlie. And Nevis, go ahead and make your perception check for watch for me. As you guys go in, you notice it's like one of those things where like you walk in, you look at the group, and like you remember that Shadow Spawn is there. It's kind of like when you guys remembered that Borax had been there in Dezut. Again, like you look at him, you're like, oh, he's been there the whole time, but you think back and you can't recall like anything he's done recently. Like it's like if you try to think of Shadow Spawn as more than an abstract concept in the group, you get kind of like a fuzzy feeling in your head.
I've taken drugs to give me that before.
I'm enjoying. I think this is gonna be my new new mechanic for when people aren't there. It's just like they were there, but like, what did they do? But you also can't prove that they didn't do anything.
I only rolled a 7 for my perception check.
Okay. Well, you know, it's your 2-hour watch goes by as quietly as the part of the watch that you were up for Vershad's. Whatever that goofy dog was going on about, it doesn't seem to be a thing, at least anymore, or if it ever was. But yeah, so your watch comes and goes relatively quietly. Just hear the sort of the crackling of the small fire that you guys have to keep warm and have a little bit of light in the building should anything wander in. But yeah, so then you rouse Stock once more. Stock, go ahead and make your perception check for me.
All right. That is total of 23.
23. All right. So you stand there as you typically do on your watches, sort of away from the group, standing more of a like a vigilant, sort of like a statue guarding a village. Like you stand there in the same, like with your glaive in the ground, not in the ground, but there's like your glaive propped up. You're just standing there staring off into the distance, and just you're not watching, but you're essentially like only using your vision, since it's got such a narrow cone. You're really tapping into your other senses more in a sort of meditation, like almost a trance.
I'm Batman.
Basically, yeah, you're just Batmaning the shit out of it right now. And so as you watch, you get the feeling that you're not currently being watched, but there was somebody here watching you. It's just that feeling like somebody was here. Maybe not here, but nearby. What's up?
Question for the color of the story. Stock, while you were Batmaning the shit out of this, were you also monologuing to yourself?
Only internally, though.
Okay.
But yeah, so your watch goes by without any issue, and so then you rouse Xanalor, and do you tell Xanalor about the events that happened in the 3 watches prior to his, or no?
Yeah, I clue him in at the very least.
All right, Xanalor, go ahead and make your perception check for me.
8.
8. Okay. So you're in your journal writing, and one of the things that you write in your journal is it appears that we're being watched, and you just kind of like watch the page. You're like waiting for an answer. You're like, I've gotten answers to questions like this recently. Like there's got to be something. Like, is it you? Is it them? Like, who is it? and you get no answer. But you're like so obsessed with it that you wind up just like you're like, oh shit, it's morning. And yeah, so morning comes. Everybody slowly starts to wake up. Shadow Spawn, to kind of catch you up a little bit. You joined the party on our path between the high road and the trade road. And you traveled with the party through Long Saddle to Nesme, and then through Nesme to Dazut, where the party arrived at a all lizard folk village. They were given a guide to get through the swamp to the Temple of Semuanya, where a magical artifact was believed to be. You guys traveled there. Some dudes in robes showed up. They had a symbol on their robes that looked like this. But you don't recognize it. It's a diamond sort of set in a valley of mountains. Oops, that way, with 3 beams of light coming out from behind it. You don't recognize the symbol, but they all had it. You guys did grab several of those symbols, I believe.
The patches.
The reference, yeah, the patches. The party was successful in obtaining this magic artifact. Who is, by the way, who is carrying said artifact?
I thought Stock had it.
I figured it was going to be strapped to our goats with our metal man.
That's right. We built the plinth to carry.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. Everybody make an Arcana check for me.
Nope.
It wasn't me. 4.
7.
5.
15.
All right.
10.
8.
Okay. Borax, once again, being the only person in the party to pass one of these sorts of checks. Based on what you saw, because you were there, what you saw, it seems like people who have the ability to cast magic, the box itself is incredibly light to them, versus when you saw Stock carrying it and it looked like he was trying to carry a 4-ton boulder around. So strapping it to the donkey is probably not the best.
Let's break a donkey's back.
First off,
This is how we find out if the donkeys can cast magic.
Yeah. Oh my
I'll
god,
go
Charlie can
over
cast
there and I'll
magic.
pick up the box. You guys are all a bunch of weak ass motherfuckers. I'm just strap this on my back and carry it like the hound dog.
Can I just do that arm pop to shove him into a ditch with it?
You want to stiff arm him into a ditch?
Yep.
All right, let's go, Sweetness.
But anyway, Shadow Spawn to kind of finish catching you up. So you guys retrieved the artifact. It is an ornate-looking box that doesn't actually have a reflective surface, but if someone looks into it, you see a reflection of yourself holding the box. Sort of like the Mirror of Erised from Harry Potter. It just has this kind of like, the box has a charisma to it. Like it just has a draw. So like everyone is always kind of like acutely aware of where this box is. The party, you've determined from the party's conversations that this box is called Brew. Yeah, it's a powerful magic item that the party is bringing back to the college in Neverwinter. So you guys know that you are on your way back to.
I got a question. Why are we always bringing back powerful magic items when we should be keeping these and rule the world? Did I say that out loud?
Well, because Borax is the only one who has any semblance of knowledge about what the damn thing even feels like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we do we even think we can figure out how to use it?
I mean, just Kate. Yeah, point of order here. Does anybody really want me, specifically me, ruling anything?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. When God says, "Yeah, don't do that."
Hey, did I look good doing all this adventuring?
None of us know.
We don't remember.
Yeah, no one can remember.
No, hold on a second. I think we had a really good meal. Like it was the best the rations could have been, and I think it was Shadow Spawn's like quartermaster night.
All right.
Or was it Borax? Or was it me?
Probably Borax.
All right. So as you guys sort of chat through the morning, talking about Brew and how Borax is able to so easily carry it, and you guys remember that the the guys who
Yeah, my dad was a barbarian. I don't know if
you
things.
you remember during that fight that the guys who were the cultists were like just running easily with Brew, and then when Stock had it, it was much more laborious for him to carry it around. But yeah, so you guys just are talking it over as you come up. You guys are heading from Nesme, kind of heading in this direction. So you guys come across a trio of fur trappers who seem to be looking around for something. And they see you guys sort of riding up, and one of them sort of waves you down.
Don't tell him I'm here.
Who's kind of like the lead horse or lead pair of horses, donkeys, in the party as you guys travel?
I suppose Vendi will be one of the two.
Okay.
I'd be up front always.
Okay, so Stock and Vershad, you guys on Charlie, and I don't remember what Stock your donkey's name was, but you guys kind of come up, and he stops in front of you guys, and he says, "Have you seen another?" And you see the stuff on them. They look like fur trappers, like they're wearing furs. They have like fur trapper equipment on them. And he asks you if you've seen another fur trapper other than the two behind him anywhere in your guys' travels. They've one of their crew got lost, and he's been missing for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
No, we haven't seen anyone today.
Says he kind of like looks over like behind you to see like kind of who else is in the party. Doesn't recognize anybody, and he says, "Okay, well, if you see another fur trapper, just have him. Well, we're not sure what's happened to him, so as long as he's healthy, just like have him wait in the road, and we'll find him."
So
Yeah.
his head.
So
What?
So the real question here is, wait in the road. Do you want him waiting more towards the long saddle end or the mirror bar end?
Yeah, I mean, just we're heading back towards Long Saddle, so I mean, don't like have him just wait in the road, because we're heading the way that you guys are based on your travel direction. We're heading that way, but if you guys see him, we want to catch up to him. We don't want to potentially lose him again or at all. We need to keep looking.
Very fair.
Okay. Well, thank you, and safe travels.
Yeah, well met.
So, I want to bring up the fact that we left a guy buried in the ground in that abandoned temple like 4 days ago.
Was he dressed like a fur trapper?
No.
Oh,
Just
Oh,
He
yeah.
knew where he's at.
You guys did mold Earth to capture one of the cultists, and then like everyone was so caught up in Vast Jima and the Metal Man that we forgot.
I was hoping we would leave him there.
Uvender killed a guy through negligence.
First off, I feel like we've come to the point where we know that Uvender is not me and I am not Uvender. And I feel that with his lawful goodness, he would remember to get him out from the holy ground.
I would have run up to Vendor. You killed that guy.
No,
That sounds like a shift to alignment if you ever heard one.
that is a hole in the story, and I vote that we retcon so I can mold the person out of
Technically,
the
he's not dead until we go back and verify.
There's
For all we know, he got
buried in
out.
the ground for 4 days. That guy's toast.
He
could
could
have
have dug his way
spoken.
out.
in a
One of
swamp
the-
surrounded by lizard folk and God knows what
Maybe
else.
he knows Mold Earth too. The point is, if we go back, he's still. As long as we don't go back, he's still alive.
Yeah, it's Schrodinger's death right now, but let's recognize the faults in a narrative-based game.
Would you guys be amenable to this fill for that plot hole? As you guys were leaving the temple, Stock gave him a swift kick in the head to ensure that he was unconscious. And Vershad, you unmolded the earth so that he could get out when he came to, but you guys would be scarce by that time.
I'm
But
fine
he
with
left
that.
his feet stuck.
I would
I'm
prefer
liking
if
this
I
whole
was.
accidental murder thing.
I would prefer if I was out of the room when he was let go.
Well, yeah, basically this would be like Vershad's like last, like nobody knows that he
Yeah.
did this, so he's just
Yeah.
like everyone
Yeah.
walks out and Vershad's like, oh, I forgot my compass, and he goes back.
He left
Like
one
Louis
foot
and
stuck,
Ant-Man.
though, so the guy
Like,
just
shit.
struggles.
He went
Yeah,
Shaggy
I-
from Scooby Doo
so
on
far.
us.
Yeah, I forgot my panther shape, guys.
Hey, did anybody play my character, or is he literally just done
No,
nothing?
Borax and Shadowspawn have literally done nothing. You guys have both been out for a
You're-
couple sessions.
You're watching the donkeys.
So,
Make it-
any treasure, we didn't find anything cool.
You found
I
donkeys.
mean,
And a box.
I mean, Brew is pretty cool, but
and a metal man.
that's
yeah,
true.
on a
Yeah.
plinth.
Cool about an item we can't use.
Oh, and I'm supposed to be at level 3 still. I should probably bring that up, right?
Yes, yeah, you're
Everybody
level
is
3.
sweetness.
Shadowspawn, there will be some separate things to get you caught up in level with the party.
I'm level 3.
You're level
No.
2.
Oh.
By the way, my donkey's name is Garrett.
Garrett, that's right, Brad Garrett. All right.
You guys all look taller to me now. Did you guys grow? I feel like a little kid that got blipped.
I just ate my vegetables.
Stay in school, kids. Okay, so you guys will arrive kind of like near the end of the Lurkwood between Nesme and Longsaddle.
Did we see another trapper?
You guys did not, actually. You did not see another trapper. You guys know that these kinds of things happen sometimes. You know, in a world such as this, so the Sword Coast, sometimes you go into the woods and you don't come back out. You know,
Because
whether you
thing.
fall into the Feywild or you're eaten by a bear or a dire wolf or a bugbear, anything that lives in the woods.
a
Sometimes
bugbear eats people. Pfft, giving them a
Sometime-
bad rap.
sometimes these things happen, and that's just one of the risks that you have to take as a fur trapper, and hope that you've learned enough to fend off whatever the animal is or Feywild portal. And so no, you guys did not come across anybody during the day.
I was in the woods and I came across a raccoon and it was staring at me and I stared back at it. Then it kind of wandered on its own way.
Oh, that was me.
I was
You
like,
found me.
that was actually this morning when you went to go take
it.
when you went to go take a piss. All right, so let's go ahead and establish watch for night number 2.
I'll take first.
All right, team first.
Okay, Shadowspawn and Vershad, you guys will be first.
Standard
Nevis.
rotation.
Okay, Borax, do you want to take a watch with anyone?
Sure.
Since
Which would
we're
you,
so close to the Lurkwood, I want to make sure that the donkeys are secured in as
Sure.
best of fashion as possible.
yeah.
I feel like second watch is most likely to get some ish, so I'll join that one.
Okay, so you'll be on second watch with Nevis then. All right. So you guys, you get the donkeys secured in as best of fashion as possible, and they're on the side of your camp opposite from the Lurkwood. That way, you guys have some time to potentially protect them should anything happen. And you guys get your camp set up, you get your bedrolls rolled out, you get the fire going, you get some rations cracked out, throw some beans on the fire and whatnot. And everybody starts kind of bedding down for the evening, except for Vershad and Shadowspawn, who are on first watch.
So I go to Vashad. I say, hey, I got a confession to make. Before we left on this adventure, I stopped at my doctor, Doc C, and he gave me some pills and some other things. He says it'll make me perform much better in the settings that I'm going to be in. And I honestly don't remember anything that's been happening for the past, week? 2 weeks?
About a 10-day.
Yeah. Well,
I
we
think that
found
guy could be something.
we found a metal man. Xanlor is very, very keen on keeping him around. He's also very, very heavy. Don't agree to anything Xanlor says about that metal man. It's nothing but trouble.
Does he have a heart?
I haven't checked. However, I feel that Xanlor would find it very rude if we did open heart surgery on his dead guy.
He's
Well,
not
he's
dead.
dead.
He's just not alive.
You're asleep.
That's a technicality.
Let's see here.
I was casting message.
Yeah, that's my response to. As soon as Scott says you can respond to this message, I just go, "You're asleep." Let's see here. Other things to note. Oh, we made a friend, and then he got killed for being friends with us. So, yay. Oh yeah, there's fat lizard folks. That's crazy. Don't bring your donkeys in the marshlands because they get stuck. And I'm just going to continue going on with all these little non sequiturs about things we experienced, but not the core points. And it was like, oh, yes, yeah. And we found the magic thing, and the smallest guy carries him because he's the strongest. And that brings us to here.
I'm going to see if I have more of that stuff in my pack.
Did I really not? Oh my god. Sometimes I question my
My own.
abilities. I did not make a token.
That's our job.
Okay. All right. So with that sort of recap being done, why don't both of you or both of you make a perception check, or one of you make it with
I will
advantage.
assist Shadow Spawn in this.
Okay.
So you can roll with advantage.
Oh. 'Cause that's always worked out for me in the past. Ooh, 19.
Okay. Yeah. So you're keeping watch, and while Vershad is explaining these things to you in terms that you're kind of getting the full picture over time, but like it's happening in a very slow sort of manner.
It's very Creed Bratton.
You do wind up getting the whole picture while you are keeping watch, and the 2 hours pass by mercifully quickly. However, you don't see or hear anything approaching the camp, and just hear the typical wildlife of the evening. So with that, the two of you, your watch ends. So you guys wake up Borax and Nevis, and you guys go to sleep. Borax and Nevis, anything you guys want to do before I have you roll your perception checks?
No, I can't think of anything right now.
Hey, Nevis, bet you 5 gold I can throw this box farther than you.
How to break a magic item.
With the rest of the party trying to sleep and that thing being kind of important right now, I don't think that's something that we should try right yet. Maybe once we get to the college, we'll give it a try.
Okay, just as long as it's known that I'm the strongest member of the party until that point.
Yeah, whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy.
So if your dad was a barbarian, he must be greatly disappointed.
All right. So same thing. Both of you can make perception check, or one of you can make it with advantage.
I haven't been rolling very well, so Borax, why don't you do it with advantage?
All right, let's give it a shot. The highest roll was a 10, so that's perception.
Yes, perception.
So 12.
12. Okay. All right. Give me just 1 sec. I have to step away really quick and fix something. I will be right back. Less than a minute.
Well, if that's the case, Scott, why don't you tell us who this episode's not brought by?
This episode is not brought to you by Coca-Cola, because I'm drinking it.
So how you guys been?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Totally woke up 10 minutes before the game today.
Huh, well, I tied you about that, and then I hopped in the shower, and then my computer wouldn't turn on.
That always sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And hunting's been a bust so far.
I blame the schools.
Sounds like a good plan, Jay.
If you try flanking with a partner, you might get advantage.
Broots.
And what's
Okay,
hunt-
sorry about that. So you said you rolled a 12 on your perception check, correct?
Yeah, after
Yeah, okay.
modifications.
All right. You get the feeling that you're being watched from the woods.
Is it like an exciting being watched or a scared being watched?
I think that's really up to you. Depends on how into voyeurism you are.
So, Nevis, you know how I said I was the strongest one? Well, do you want to prove yourself? I think there's someone out there.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if this if this feeling, this pulling of our attentions to this brew is radiating out somehow and attracting whatever is near to do the same thing, because this happened last time. So let's go check it out.
Yes, and as the strongest one, I feel like I should be the last line of defense, so you go first.
I just kind of look at him. I don't say anything. I just grab another little log from the fire as a torch, and I'm gonna go outside quietly, of course,
Okay.
checking at the door to see if I hear anything.
Well, so you guys are camping tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Well, no, we still would have built a door.
So I want to. I forgot about that. I want to just kind of roam around the perimeter of the camp, checking the animals, just to see if I see anything staring back at me.
Okay. Tell you what. Go ahead and because Borax has brought your attention to it, and you're now doing something different, go ahead and make a perception check again. Crinkles, you can shut up.
Wow, I got to get used to rolling this. That would be an 8.
An 8. Okay. So as you look around, you get to about right there. During your looking around, you've checked the donkeys, and they're secured. Vershad is laying with his head on Charlie, and you kind of get to that part of the woods when suddenly let's see here, you hear the sound of a crossbow being loosed, and a bolt goes flying right over your shoulder as it misses you, and you hear a voice in the brush shout. It comes from your left, somewhere in the brush, and it says, "We've been made. The time is now." And you start hearing several sources of rustling, and you notice that in front of you, at the very least, there is a person getting his he's reloading his crossbow and watching you to try to determine your next move.
I started screaming, signal, signal, signal. I don't remember what the signal was.
All right, and let's have you guys roll for initiative. Because of Borax's yelling at the crossbow, you guys will be waking up. You will be getting up from being prone when you do come to, though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put you guys on prone.
I was alert.
This music today brought to you by CD Projekt Red. Okay, so yikes, not great for them. Okay, all right, let's go 20 to 25.
23.
21.
Rolled a natural 20.
I
Nice.
forgot to roll.
Hold on. Borax shouldn't be prone. He was on watch.
He could have been laying down.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I know I got
I'm
a
just
little too
short.
happy with someone.
Yeah. Racist.
Xanilor, you said you had 21.
Yes.
Okay. 15 to 20.
19.
19. Okay. All right. 10 to 15.
I had a 12.
Okay.
I'm in last.
What do you have, Vershad and Borax?
Be
9.
first choice. 6.
Damn. And just one episode, I would love the music be sponsored by Seinfeld.
I'll be a back in town episode.
Who had a 6 again? Was that
Vershad.
Vershad?
Yep.
Okay. Vershad, what's your initiative modifier?
+2.
+2. Okay.
What do you mean we can't be a wild shaping into this restaurant?
Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
You can't
Stock.
be a dog in a restaurant.
Stock, you are up first. At this time, you're waking up. You're hearing Borax shouting, "Signal, signal, signal." You don't see anything yet, though. You do see Nevis over next to the brush, looking like he's getting ready to do something over there. You're not sure what.
Well, then I'll stand up, brandish a weapon, and head towards Nevis with my 15 feet.
Okay.
And ready in action for anything that shows up. To
Okay.
smack him in the face.
All right. Okay. Xanilor, you're up. You same thing. You wake up to Borax shouting signal. You're laying down on your bearskin rug, and you don't see any enemies, but you do see Nevis and Stock now together at the edge of the brush.
I'm gonna stand up and
Okay.
cast Mage Armor.
Okay.
And then just keep my eyes peeled on the tree line.
Okay. Are you okay, so you cast it. Okay, you cast that with your action. Okay, so you're
Yep.
watching the trees. All right. That brings us to Nevis. So it's your turn, Nevis. You've got this guy in front of you. He's just finished reloading his crossbow. What do you do?
Is he the only one that I can see so far?
Yes, you do hear multiple sources of movement, but you can't see anyone. You have a torch in your offhand currently, and you see a guy in front of you in the bushes. He's like kind of crouched down. He just got it reloaded. He's getting ready to bring it back up.
Do I notice whether or not he's got armor?
He is wearing. Yes, he is wearing armor.
All right, so then for my action, at the second level, I'm going to cast on his armor heat metal.
Oh, okay, hang on. Okay, if you want to see what kind of armor he's wearing, that'll be an investigation check.
Which will cause my action.
Right.
Okay, then I already know he's got a crossbow, which has metal on it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use it on that then.
Okay. All right, let me look at that real quick so I'm on the same page. I think it's been probably a year and a half since we cast Heat Metal, and I believe that was Tyrannus casting Heat Metal on one of the cultists at the
Hopefully you actually hit the crossbow and not the bolt and just like supercharge his shot.
Well, it says to choose a manufactured metal object.
Okay, so he'll take 2d8 fire damage when he casts the spell, and you can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause the damage again.
Yep.
Okay, so he's going to take the damage. So go ahead and roll your 2d8.
Nice. 15.
15. Wow. Okay.
Does it heat it so much that the wooden parts of the crossbow just break out into flames? And now he's created bonfire.
Hang on a sec. Okay. He starts screaming as this his crossbow basically starts on fire in his hands, and he's going to make a Constitution saving throw to see if he can drop it or not. I guess the con saving throw. I don't know what that would be against.
22.
His spell DC?
Yeah, we can go with that. So he got a 17, which I do believe exceeds your con. So he drops his crossbow, but he's like looking at his hands. You can see that whatever sort of gloves were covering his hands, the smell that you're getting, it seems like it's probably leather. That leather is beyond boiled at this point, and you can kind of see his hands underneath. Like the leather has boiled away or is burned away, and just his hands are there.
Would that trigger me?
Yes. This will allow you to use your reaction to use that held action.
Okay. I'm assuming Dan has nothing else to do.
I don't think so. Anything else you want
looking, but I'm pretty sure that's all I can do right now. I just want to say that whatever is on fire, I've experienced all those smells before, including flesh.
Yeah.
And it just kind of brings me back to the forge for a little bit.
in a nice nostalgic way, or a PTSD kind of, oh my god, I just set myself on fire way?
Kind of a mix of both.
All right.
A little bit of trauma, a little bit of fond memories. It's a good day. It's like Christmas all over again.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Stock, what was your attack roll?
Let's find out. That is a 22.
That will definitely hit.
All right. That is going to be 11 slashing damage.
Okay. You pierce the burning, screaming man, and he stops screaming. Not burning, though. So he lays down on the ground next to his flaming crossbow and stops moving. So that brings us to this guy. This guy is going to sort of leap out of the brush, and he's going to make attacks against you, Stuck. He comes out brandishing a scimitar in one hand and a dagger in another, and he actually makes 3 attacks against you. Okay, so with the scimitar, that's going to be an 11 and a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
16 hits. Okay, so that's going to be 8 slashing damage, and then the dagger is it's a 23 to hit, so that'll hit. So then that's going to be 5 piercing damage.
All right.
And that's going to be on his turn. Shadow Spawn, you are up. You've woken up. You are still on the ground. You haven't had a chance to get up yet. You heard Borax shouting, "Signal, signal!" And then you saw Nevis do something, and then a fire broke out in the forest over there, and somebody started screaming, and then they stopped screaming, and then some other crazy guy jumped out of the woods and started hitting the samurai-looking giant guy. and that's Stock. And yeah, so that's what you see. You see that guy having attacked Stock. You are laying on the ground, so it'll take half your movement to get up.
Just out of curiosity, is my rapier fixed?
Um,
I don't remember.
Well, okay. That's a good question. I had forgotten about that. Nevis, over time, you've had several days of travel and downtime and whatnot, and channel divinities left over before rests. Would you have gone through the process of fixing was it a short sword or a rapier and a short sword that you got damaged?
Yeah, I think I broke damn near everything I owned.
Yeah.
Well, of course I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
He just
So yeah,
doesn't remember doing it.
you have all of your weapons. No one remembers doing it. You don't remember it happening, but you look at your rapier and it is no
I don't
longer.
remember anything from the stuff that Doc C gave me. All right, I'm going over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack. That gives me, what, advantage or
It
something?
does give you advantage, yes, so you will have sneak attack.
It gives me somewhat damage too, right?
Yeah, so you have advantage on the attack, and then you'll get to roll your sneak attack damage in addition to your piercing damage, which at your level I
Why it's not
think
showing up on
is
my thing?
1d6.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, so it's an extra 1d6.
Yeah. Okay, so I got oh Jesus.
Crinkles.
I got 21.
21 will hit.
It's 9. Oh yeah. 16. No, that's not. 18.
18 damage.
Yeah.
All right.
Why isn't he dead? Does he not know I'm second level?
Okay. So are you staying there or are you going to move away? I would
Yeah, move away.
move away. So let's see. You moved 5, 10, 15. Actually, you've got 5 feet of movement left. You can move 5 feet in any direction. So that's 1 square.
Move right here.
Okay. All right. Borax, you're up. Vershad, you're on deck.
Sweet.
We are going to cast Moonbeam on this
Ooh.
female or fellow.
It appears to be a male figure.
Okay. That's a con save of 12.
All right. Let's see what his con do. Well, that's probably not going to do it. Yeah, no, that's a 5.
All right, so that takes the full 2d10, which is 4 plus 9 is 13. Takes 13 damage.
Okay. And there is a moonbeam in that area, correct?
Yep, it stays there. And every time she starts a turn in it or someone starts a turn in it, they take 2d10 damage on a
Okay.
field con save or half on a past.
Okay. So that is a square that is beamed of the moon. You guys see the clouds kind of part, and all of a sudden a ray of moonbeam just shoots down, and this guy just gets set on moonfire.
And then I'm going to use my movement to kind of hop back there and
Okay.
stop my turn.
All right, Vershad, you're up. Stock, you'll be the next player character on
All right.
deck.
First off, I'm going to get up,
Okay.
stand up, mount Charlie.
Okay.
And if I interpreted this correctly, I was prone, Charlie was not, and he still has all of his move speed.
Yes. You
Don't
will have
donkeys lay down to
to
sleep?
untie Charlie.
Fuck. Okay, then that's not what I do.
The DM always has a trick.
Yeah.
Well, it's just you guys
Also-
took extra care to secure the
Yeah.
donkeys.
And
Yeah.
donkeys lay down too to sleep.
Yeah, but they also spook.
Yeah.
And you guys laugh when I don't tie up my donkey.
Then
you
instead,
can mount Charlie. And then tell you what. Does Charlie have a strength score?
I'm sure he does. Let's find out. In
You
my
can have
extras.
Charlie make a strength check to try to break
Ooh,
the
yeah.
strap or untie.
He has a +2 to strength.
Okay,
That'll be a 10.
a 10. Okay. Let's say then that you're able to snap the rope that was or Charlie's able to snap the rope that was holding him down, and it's going to cost
His action. So I can only
half
move.
of his move speed.
So he can move 20 feet, or he can move just the 40 feet. He can't dash.
He can dash.
Okay.
But yeah, his initial move speed will be 20. So that's a max of 60 then for the turn.
Yep. All right. Cool. Then what Charlie will do is ride me over. 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to try to use log, and I'm gonna pop him in the head.
Okay.
That'll be a 9. I probably don't.
Nope, a 9 will miss. He hears the hoofbeats and Charlie braying. And
Yep.
he ducks just as the log right over his head.
Then the remainder of Charlie's move speed, when he dashes, I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Okay. He's going to make a opportunity attack against you. That's going to be
To me or to Charlie?
What's the rule for mounted combat?
You can attack Charlie separately, then you can attack me.
Okay. It's going to be towards you. It's an 18.
Okay. 18 hits me.
Okay. It's 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
All right. So then at this point, Stocky will be next, but at this point you see 3 more guys pop out of the brush, and they're going to fire crossbow bolts. Let's say one at Nevis, one at Shadowspawn, and then one at Xanalor.
I dodge.
All right. Against Nevis, that's going to be a 12 to hit, so that's not going to do it. Shadowspawn, that's going to be a 17, and against Xanalor, another 12.
Misses.
Okay. So that's just 3 piercing damage to you, Shadowspawn.
Okay.
Stock, you're up. Xanalor, you're on deck.
Alright, just because I'm gonna go 5, 10 to go right there. I want to shoot at this one. I want to attack this one under the moonbeam.
Okay.
So that is probably gonna miss with an 11.
Yes.
So then for shits and giggles, I will burn a where is it?
Action surge?
Yep. Let's try
Okay.
again. That's gonna miss also.
All right. Xanalor, you're up. Nevis, you're on deck.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast this guy.
Okay.
How is a 26 to hit?
Oh, yeah.
For 7 force damage.
Okay. Nevis, you're up. Shadowspawn, you will be the next player character up.
All right. Do I notice whether or not Borax still has the box with brew in it?
That's a great question, Borax. What? I know you said you strap brew to your back during the day for travel. What do you do with brew at night?
I feel like I would have put it next to my bedroll, or would have been sitting on it during the watch.
Okay,
So I'm
so
guessing it would be somewhere like about right here sitting.
yeah, so it's on the ground right about here.
It's right in front of me.
Yeah.
All right. So if I want to yell to Xanalor, if I yell him something to him, is that going to cost me my
It's a
action?
Depending
free
on how
action.
long it is, it's a free action.
Yeah.
So if it's just a
Alright,
short, quick thing,
Hey,
then
the box.
Yeah, I yell, Xanalor, you do not lose sight of that box.
yeah, that'll be a free action.
And then I want to actually move closer to where it is so that I
Okay.
can kind of flank his attention. And what do we determine on Blessing of the Forge? Can I just use that as a free action as well?
I think we. Let me-
If you want me to wait till my next melee, then I'm good, but I'm okay with that. I'd rather
I'll
be able
say
to-
in combat, it will cost a bonus action to do because it says that it doesn't take an action, but it doesn't say anything about combat. So I think to do it while shit is happening, it'll cost a bonus action. So you can do it and attack this turn, I guess.
All right, so I can use the Blessing of the Forge then.
Yeah.
Okay. Still have the long sword that I got from that guy.
Yeah.
Blessing of the Forge on it. That gives me numbers. So that's a 19 to hit.
A 19 will hit.
That's 7 slashing damage. Yes, 7 slashing damage. And that'll end my turn.
Okay. All right. So with that, it is that guy's turn. When does Moonbeam proc, Borax?
It is at the start of turn.
Start a turn. Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage for the Moonbeam.
All right, and it's got to do a DC Constitution 12
Okay.
to take 7 or 3.
Okay. Yeah, he does succeed, so he'll take 3. All right. So on his turn, he shouts basically in between. He's gonna make a scimitar attack, 1 each at Nevis and Stock, and then he's going to make a dagger attack at Nevis. Will be odds. So Nevis is gonna take 2 attacks. Stock will take 1. In between attacks, he shouts, "Just drop your gold and leave, and we'll leave you be."
Oh, they're land pirates.
Okay, so the scimitar attack against Nevis is going to be a 24 to hit. The other 2 attacks will miss. Nevis, a 24 hits you, I'm guessing?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay,
24
so it's
any.
5 slashing damage. I don't know, a 24 would like just barely hit.
Okay, anything that's not a dragon.
So yeah, it's 5 slashing damage. So that's the end of his turn. Actually, he's going to step this way to get out of the beam of the moon. And that'll end his turn. Shadow Spawn, you are up. Borax, you're on deck.
All right. So I went to the guy. I attacked this guy. I missed, and then I moved back to where I was.
Oh, that's right. You were attacking that guy, not that. Yeah. Either way, your attack did. How much damage was it again?
From the last time,
Yeah,
it was max.
because I did it to the wrong guy.
12, 18, I think.
Okay.
That was this guy.
So what you did it? So this guy was here, and you moved here, and you attacked this guy, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
All right.
last turn.
Yes. So I did have it right.
Yeah, this turn, I went here to attack this guy.
Okay.
I missed, and then I went back here.
That's what you're going to do?
That's what I did.
But how did you? I literally just said it was your turn.
You
How did you do all
wanted
that?
me. I did everything ahead of time while everybody else was doing their thing.
Oh, no. I just wanted you to know what you were going to do. I don't need you to like roll and stuff when it's not your turn. I was just letting you know that you were going to be next and just, be aware of what you were going to do. So what did you roll to hit that guy?
Well, can I re-roll then?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, 20.
Okay.
That's a crit. Because actually it's 26.
All right. So you're going to double the dice value and add your modifier as is. You do not have sneak attack on this one.
Yeah, I know. Well, thank God I was able to double that. So that's 6 plus 4, 10.
Okay. He is just barely still standing, but you're able to retreat back that one space without getting the attack of opportunity. Borax, you're up. Vershad, you're on deck.
All right.
No, I can't do what I was hoping to do. So I will use my primal savagery to make my nails grow.
Okay.
And I will come charging at this creature and kind of jumping at it with my claws.
Okay. Strongest character in the party now joining the melee fray.
Oh,
Go ahead and roll to attack.
That is a 19. I don't think I get a plus to it. No, I get a plus 4, so that's a 23 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
All right, and that is 1d10. So that is 6 poison damage.
Okay.
Or acid damage, sorry.
Okay. Anything else?
I would like to say back to them, you drop your gold and leave. The motherfucker's trying to steal my shit.
All right. Vershad, you're up. Stock, you're the next player character on deck.
All right. So, given the amount of individuals here and my concern for Charlie's well-being, I'm going to stand up off of Charlie, leap into the air, spending 10 feet of my move speed, and I'm going to, while in the air, wild shape into a panther.
Okay.
And since I can't attack, I am going to just move 5. Nope, wrong screen. Another 5, 10, or 15, whatever it takes to get there, since I have 50 feet of move speed.
Okay.
And I'm just protecting the donkeys until my next turn.
Okay. All right. So then these guys are up. Shadow Spawn, this guy's going to step forward and try to hit you with his scimitar. That was going to be a hit on a 17, and then it rolled to a 7. So you're very lucky because that's just a 10 to hit, which I believe misses. The other two bandits are going to make crossbow shots. The one up north is going to shoot at the panther that just appeared out of goddamn nowhere. This one is going to shoot at Nevis again. That is going to miss on Nevis, and that is you hear actually, instead of the sound of a crossbow going off, you actually hear the sound of a string breaking and a bolt just falling into the ground. You hear shit. And that will end their turn. Stock, you're up. Xanalor, you're on deck.
Oh, so it does work both ways.
I'm gonna keep going after the same idiot.
Okay.
Just because I'm rolling like shit, I'm gonna use one of my fighting spirits
Okay.
to give me advantage in hit points. That is some number 22 to hit.
Yes, 22 will hit.
That is 7 slashing damage.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that should do it.
Nope. All right, Xanalor, you're up. Nevis, you're on deck.
All right, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the guy right next to Shadow Spawn.
Okay.
16 to hit
Yep.
and 13 force damage.
All right. He gets kind of blasted back into the brush a little bit. His body sort of
Nice.
disappears.
And then I'm gonna stand straddling over the box.
Okay. All right. Okay. Nevis, you are up. Shadow Spawn, you will be next player character on deck.
All right. Seeing as I don't have the luxury of bonus actions yet,
Neither do I. I know the pain.
actually, all right. I'm just going to continue to try and hit the guy then to my north.
Okay.
With the sword. I forgot what my modifier is again. I believe it's a 6. No, it's only 3. Don't think a 12 is going to hit.
Nope. A 12 bounces off of his armor.
Okay, ends my turn.
Okay. All right. So he's up. He's going to spread the love around a little bit more. He's going to make a scimitar attack against Stock, a scimitar attack against Nevis, and a dagger attack against Borax. So the attack against Stock is going to be a 12 to hit, which will not. The attack against Nevis is going to be a 11 to hit, which will not. And the dagger attack against Borax will be a 16 to hit. Does that hit Borax? Borax, does a 16 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So that's going to be keep rolling really bad on the daggers. That's going to be 4 piercing damage.
Good.
All right. So with that, he shouts out again. He says, "Last chance. Lay down your weapons. Lay down your gold. We'll take the gold and we'll leave. We need it more than you." And Shadow Spawn, you're up.
But watch out for the moonbeam.
Yeah. Hang on a sec before you move there. Borax, how long does that spell last for?
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. Yeah. So that orange square there, Shadow Spawn, is actually full of ouchy moonbeamness.
Yeah.
Well, if I move here, can I still attack?
Yes.
And I get advantage.
You actually do not have advantage, but you do get sneak attack. So it'll be a straight roll, but you do get to add your extra d6 if you hit.
I have a 18.
18. Okay. That will hit. So go ahead and roll your rapier damage plus your d6 for the sneak attack.
17.
Okay. All right. Borax, you're up. Vershad, you're on deck.
All right.
Okay. I don't know if I can do this, but I would like to try to push her or him back into the moonbeam.
Okay, yes. Shove is an available action. I do believe that it follows similar rules to grappling, where it will be a contested strength check, but let me double check really quick.
Yes.
Target must be no more than 1 size larger than you and be within your reach. Done and done. Check, check. Instead of making an attack roll, you make an athletics check contested by the target's athletic or acrobatics check. Target chooses.
All right. I'm proficient in athletics, so.
Part of your fucking hands don't know how to use.
My athletics roll is an adjusted 10.
Adjusted 10. Okay. He has an adjusted 10 also. So Ty goes to the runner. You push him into the moonbeam.
All right, now they take 2d10 because they entered the sphere.
Okay. Constitution saving throw, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a DC 12 for that,
Nope,
and
that's
it's a
a 5.
16 is the damage.
Nice. Okay. So you push it back into the fiery moonbeam. Okay. Nice. All right. Vershad, you're up. Stocky, the next player character on deck.
Thank you very much. And
All right. So as my little dark cat form, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15. And
Okay.
then this will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 in a straight line,
Okay.
triggering the pounce ability. So I have to start off with the claw attack, and let's see if I hit. I do not. I rolled a 3 plus 4. That's a 7.
Oof. Yeah. Sorry, man. Anything else?
No, I'm just going to continue growling incessantly.
Okay. Okay. So.
Your gift dice fucked me.
All right. So the other guys are up. That the guy that you're next to, Vershad Cat, he's just like basically shouting shit because he tried to shoot at you with his crossbow and it broke. So now he's going to try to hit you with a sword, and he's not super confident. Yeah, that's going to be a 9 to hit. Does a 9 hit you, Vershad?
Dark cat.
Do we lose Vershad?
No, I'm right here. I'm sorry, what was it?
Does a 9 hit you?
No.
Okay. All right. So he's continuing to just scream shit and swing at nothing. The other guy is going to fire another crossbow bolt at Nevis. That's another ting, and another shout of shit from the woods. Stock, you're up. Xandalor, you're on deck.
So
All
they
right.
needed the gold to replace their shoddy equipment.
5, 10. I'll go there to give myself advantage.
Okay.
And I'll go after this fuckwit again.
All right.
That is a 25 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
That is 7 slashing damage.
Okay.
And that should be fine. I conclude.
All right. Xandalor. Nevis, you're on deck.
Eldritch Blast, that dude.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch. 20 to hit. Dirty
Oh,
20.
yeah.
And 9 force damage.
Okay. Yeah, that you hit him with the Eldritch Blast, and you see it hit him, and all of a sudden, just like blood starts like coming out of his nose and ears. Okay, Nevis, you're up. Shadow Spawn, you'll be next player character on deck.
All right, I feel kind of dumb for asking this, but since you didn't have to really be that concerned with it before.
Yeah.
If a spell says it takes 1 bonus action as time, does that mean I get to use it as a bonus action?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In that case, then I will like to cast as a bonus action Searing Smite on myself.
Okay.
And then for my action, still try to melee. Same
Okay.
one we've been trying to
Yeah.
fight.
Sounds good.
Wow, that's a fucking 12 again.
12 will miss. Sorry, but you do still have your Searing Smite because it lasts until you hit, or the spell expires. Okay, so he's
Yeah.
up, which means he needs to make his Constitution saving throw against the Moonfire. That's going to be a 16, which I do believe beats your DC, Borax.
I think it's a 12.
He's thinking.
He's just mashing that mute button.
Yes, I am. It takes half of 9.
Okay,
For
so
Vershad.
that'll be 4. Okay. So he's going to whoa, where'd he go? He's going to step forward out of the moonbeam again, and he's going to make all 3 attacks against Borax for shoving him back into the fire.
Fair enough.
And
I die again.
And I die again. Okay, so 15 to hit is the highest one.
AC is 14.
AC is 14. Okay, so only 1 attack hits. It is the first scimitar attack. That's going to be 8 slashing damage. And then Shadow Spawn, you're up. Borax, you're on deck.
I'm going to attack this guy again.
Okay.
It's not advantage, but I still get sneak
If
attack.
you move 5 feet to your left, it will be with advantage because you'll be flanking with Nevis then.
Okay, I won't do that. So let's see, 17, 6, 23.
That'll hit.
Hit. $14.
14 damage. Okay. Yeah, you catch him from behind. You just kind of like you feel yourself like take that like one big step, but you get nice and low for it. You hear your cloak kind of make that perfect like whoosh sound. You're like, I'm a fucking badass, and you stab it right underneath one of the plates in his armor, and you get him, and just blood comes pouring down on your arm, and he falls down. And as he hits the ground, you pull your rapier out, and yeah, he has expired. Anything else? Do you want to do anything with your movement? Your remaining 25 feet before the end of your turn.
Yeah, I probably want to get closer to these guys. Die in a blaze of glory. I'll have them come to me.
Okay. All right. Borax, you're up. Vershad, you're on deck.
Okay.
Am I muted? I can't tell.
Nope, you're good.
No, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I would like to cast Cure Wounds at the second one.
Okay.
Self. So D8. 12 plus 14. Healing back.
Nice.
Yes, I did that. And
any movement or anything like that? Because that was your action.
I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna move there.
Okay. All right.
I think the Moonbeam has just one round left. My
One more
next
round?
will be over. Yep.
Okay.
If we're doing, there's about 10-second rounds, right? Or is it...
There's 6 seconds. So
okay, then we got a couple.
rounds.
Never mind.
Okay. All right. Vershad, you're up. Stock, your next player character on deck.
All right. I'm going to invoke the attack of opportunity by going back 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay.
Missed?
Yeah.
Okay. And then coming right back at him 5, 10, 15, 25. So that I can do the pounce again. I'm not using your gift dice because the gift is really to you. That's why you gave us these. And that will be a 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
Wonderful. So that starts off with the claw attack. So that's 1d4 plus 2 slashing damage. And that'll be 4 slashing damage. And
Okay.
now you need to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone, DC 12.
Okay. Nope. Just barely missed it.
All right, then I'm going to use my bonus action in order to make the bite attack.
Okay.
And that will be a 19 plus 4, 23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Then that will be a d6 plus 2 piercing damage. And that will be 4 piercing damage. As I refuse to release my grip, I'm just the
Okay.
entire.
So you see, you didn't notice it when you left the area for your attack, but as you come in, you actually pounce on an unarmed man as his scimitar now also has broken. You see the blade. You see the hilt in his hand, but the blade lying uselessly at his side on the ground. And you tackle him, and you just take a big chunk out of his neck. He's like, he's not dying. He's not dead yet. Yeah. But it's his turn. He's going to
Bleed out.
he's going to stand up.
With the cat still like just on his shoulder.
And he's going to attempt to run away. So go ahead and make an opportunity attack if you want, Rashad.
I'll do a bite non-lethal.
Okay.
That is a 9 + 4 for 13.
13 will hit.
Okay.
So he actually goes unconscious because he had 1 hit point left.
And I do 5 points of non-lethal bitey boys.
Okay. Stock, you're up.
Alrighty. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna go stabby.
So with them being in the forest like that, Stock,
Is that better?
yeah, that is better, yeah.
Okay. Problem
Because it's
solved.
like difficult terrain in the trees and brush there.
Problem solved. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
use my whatever the fuck it is, fighting spirit to get advantage on it.
Okay.
That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that is some number. 9 slashing damage.
Okay. All right. Xanilor, you're up.
I didn't realize that other guy was there the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast. 13 to hit.
13 will hit.
8 force damage.
Yikes. All right. Nevis.
All right. I really don't want to move too much further away from the box, so I know I've got a searing smite going right now, but I think instead I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at the first level at the guy down here by Stock.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Does a 14 hit him?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. And I believe that's 4d6. 11.
Okay.
Radiant damage, I believe. Yep, radiant.
He also dies. You hit him, and he falls down and just glows with radiant energy for a little while before it ultimately, after a few seconds go by, it fades off of him, and he's just laying there.
Well, might as well loot the corpses while we're here.
I think we have enough broken weapons of our own, don't we?
A lot of terrible broken weapons.
Go ahead and make an
they had
investigation check, Borax. Or not Borax, Stock, sorry.
That is some number. 17.
17, okay. You find 2 broken crossbows, 1 broken scimitar, and 3 working scimitars. They all have leather armor on, except for the guy who seemed to be the leader, who has studded leather armor on. And yeah, they did not have any money on them.
Okay.
I'll take that studded leather if nobody wants it. Or are we still fighting that one guy? Because there's only one
Isn't
extra.
that I set on fire?
This guy's still alive?
He's unconscious though.
Yeah, he's unconscious.
All right, I tie him up then.
Okay.
I'd like to take one of the scimitars.
Okay.
Okay.
No, the guy you set on fire, he was just wearing leather armor. He was down there.
So
No.
does he want the studded?
Nope, you can have it.
Mine's already studded, thanks to Nevis.
Mm-hmm.
I have mage armor.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'll add 2 scimitars to my inventory, and you said the others had regular leather armor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do any of them have like identifying symbols or anything?
No.
They're just like plain clothes.
Yeah. Just as best you can tell, just typical roadside bandits.
So yeah, I'd like to drop out of wild shape, and I'm gonna check this guy's wallet for an ID.
Okay. You rifle through his pockets. The fantasy equivalent of a wallet is a coin purse, which is empty. He does not have any identification on it.
Damn it!
It's not really a thing.
Who are you?
Just wake him up.
I jostle him by his tunic, and I just look at him. It's like, who is your dad and what does he do?
He goes and turns a little bit more gray as you shake more blood out of him.
I'll have to say this, man. They're right. They needed the gold more than we do.
Don't worry, you're only
I'm
buried
shaking
in
the other direction to try to get the blood back in.
It doesn't work and more blood comes out. He passes back out.
At this point,
Damn it!
he's buried in 5 feet of dirt again, and we're gonna forget about it.
I take a little bit of water. I splash in his face. It's like, answer me.
Someone who wants to make a survival check on any one of these guys.
Nope.
I'm gonna try.
Sure.
I'll make a survival check.
That's not terrible. 12.
16.
Okay.
Wow.
Wait for shadow spawns.
6. I
6.
guess I
Okay.
survive.
Borax, you note that there are 2 shades of mud on them. One appears to be a more detritus, like the region you're in right now, and another one seems to be a bit more swamp-like. It seems like these guys might have been the guys who were looking at you the other night. They might have been scouting you out.
Attacking.
Yeah, I'll relay that message. Yeah. Not only am I the strongest one, but I'm also the smartest one. As you can see, there's 2 different types of muds, which indicates that these people are into voyeurism. They were spying on us from the swamps.
What did we do to make them think they could overtake us?
Well,
Look, I'm the smartest one. I'm not a psychic.
Considering how slowly we were moving with the chest, I figured they would have thought we were easy prey.
well, Xanor, why don't you go ahead and make an intelligence check for me?
Oh my God, he made a pass.
That is a 20.
20. All right.
We might get a touchdown. No.
Well, you know that people who choose this line of work typically do so because they are not well equipped, whether it be mentally or physically, to do work of normal people, of honest men. And while you may not have seemed like ideal targets, and you can see like why the hell would you attack us when this guy's arms are so long they almost touch the ground, and he's beefy too, right?
Talking about Borax?
We're talking about Borax.
Look at how he
But
carried it.
guys definitely do appear to have means.
Jeez.
You're all carrying things that aren't broken. Yeah.
And we
So
have
you
a
guys look
chest.
like you probably had some money.
But we're also carrying the corpse of a metal man on the back of a donkey, and that didn't raise any suspicions in their minds.
He's wrapped up in a blanket.
He weighs us down.
Again, not the smartest individuals. Okay. So, you guys bed back down for the evening. It's another quiet evening. Late start to the day since you had to make up the sleep you lost through the
Deal with
fight.
some pests.
So you guys get a start. Today's actually, it's almost close to midday by the time you get up and get moving with the time that this fight took place and all that stuff. It took some time for everyone to get back to sleep and get a full night's rest. But the next day you guys set out, and there's really nothing eventful that happens on the road this day. You guys do wind up arriving back onto the tradeway, but you don't make a lot of progress towards Long Saddle. I'd say maybe about there. On watch this evening, we're running short on time, and I already know that there's nothing happening this evening. But on Stock's watch, Stock, as you stand your statuesque vigil, an owl lands on your head and stays there for probably 15 or 20 minutes of your watch, because
Can
you're
I be that
standing so
owl?
still. He lands on the like on the crescent moon shape of the front of your armor, and just kind of like you see him like hunting for prey.
Do
You
not disturb him.
feel his head moving, I should say, which would make his weight shift slightly, and you get the sense he's hunting for prey. But after about 15 minutes, he flies off into the night silently, because owls are kind of cool and they're stealthy air birds. But for the rest of that, that's all that happens. The next day, you guys arrive in Long Saddle. Is there any business you want to attend to in Long Saddle?
I want to sell off all the shit I've been collecting.
How much shit have you been collecting? Because if you're going to keep doing this, I'm actually going to enforce encumbrance.
That's fine. I have a massive amount I can carry.
And I'm going to make you get a second pack so you can carry all this stuff. Because
Oh,
I'm saying, like, physically, I know you can carry it, but like logistically, you can't carry it.
I only have 2 sets of chainmail, or yeah, those chainmail and the 2 scimitars.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And I try to sell the metal man.
No,
Okay, so
I want to get like sewing kit.
You
so-
could sew him to the plinth.
okay. All right. Let me write
We
that
can
down.
we can look into that later. But,
Yeah, I'm gonna write that stuff down, and we'll get to that.
And is this the place where there was somebody who was like interested in getting magical items?
Mm-hmm.
She
Yes.
she wasn't necessarily interested in getting magical items. She was just interested to know if you guys had like seen
Come
any
across them.
before,
That's right,
or-
yeah.
Yeah, this was at Fantasy Toys R Us.
This isn't the place where we might have to worry about a posse waiting for us, is it?
It is, but honestly, I think you guys read a lot into that. It was just a couple of drunk farmers who one of them got punched in the mouth, and the other guys were like, "Hey, nobody punches Steve in the face."
It was just a drunken bar fight is really
Yeah.
all it came down to.
So
Yeah.
you're saying here is our kneecaps are safe.
Yes.
I want to take the metal man to that lady. Man,
Okay.
whatever it was.
She was a woman.
Yeah.
No, Metalloid.
Okay. So you're bringing the metal man to the merchant woman, and
Have you ever seen a metal man?
she says, "Heavens, no! Where did you find that? Is it magic?"
I think so.
It was.
So it's not magic anymore.
No,
Could be again.
So what are you doing with just this big hunk of metal?
it's a metal man.
It's worth about, yeah, at the right junkyard you can get a good price for it.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, good
not-
craftsmen can make metal look like anything. It's not magic.
We saw one of these walking around and fighting.
And now it's not.
Probably
She
better off
kind of sits
taking
there
it.
eyeing you up and down.
That
for
was a
minute. She goes,
different one, Uvender.
I don't believe you.
Well, I thought I would.
Let's just take
You're
him to
not-
the college.
If you
at
hear any
that point-
rumors about metal men,
Yeah. Knowing how much that Xanalor really wanted this to be a moment, I start speaking on the side of my mouth. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm awake now! Thank you so much for getting me out of this place. You're
Go make a
my
performance check.
favorite deputy."
Make a performance check, Rashad.
Okay.
just to be clear, this isn't the one that was dead. This is one that was not moving or anything.
Yeah, and Uvender has already like ignored that fact.
Okay.
Straight roll. 18.
She,
You're my best friend, Xanalor.
she like peers over her stand to see like if its mouth is moving, because she hears the voice and she rolled a 1 on insight, and so she was like, "Oh my god, that's crazy!" And she looks and she sees that while you're saying you're my favorite deputy, the mouth isn't moving. Dang it!
He's in standby mode. When we fully charge his batteries, it's gonna be a lot better.
There's that alignment shift again.
What are you? What exactly were you trying to accomplish, Xanalor?
I was mostly
I-
she
Trying
had
to get her
an
excited
interest.
about a metal man.
Yeah,
I
I just wanted Xanalor to be happy.
I was mostly trying to get us if she had heard stories about anything like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No. Nothing like that in Long Saddle.
Okay.
I roll a insight check to see if Xanalor's happy.
Sure.
That was a 3 plus a 6. I rolled a 9.
Is anyone in this party fighting with magic weapons yet, or
No, you guys are level 3.
Mm,
My
Most of you are level
hands.
3.
I can make my fingernails grow.
that is magic?
I can
Okay.
make mine magical.
Right, yeah. Nevis can temporarily make his magical. Okay. So yeah. If that's all with that, then you guys are able to spend another evening in Long Saddle. Again, it's pretty cheap. We can kind of, I think a gold piece would cover all of you for the evening.
Would I have been able to sell my shit off?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
I'll have to deal with that off stream because I need to do some maths. I have it written down. I have sell, 2 chainmail, 2 scimitar, buy, sewing kit.
The
figure it out.
selling price total is 200 gold.
That's what you found. I gotta think about it, guy.
I'm just saying.
Yo, man, you ain't the economy.
I want to give people monies right now.
Who are you giving money?
I'm gonna split it between the party.
Oh,
Not
okay.
me.
We'll take care of it. You and I and Mike will talk about it off stream, and then I'll message the group and let them know.
I operate on a diamond-based economy, so I don't need your gold.
All right. So the evening in Long Saddle is relatively uneventful. If anybody wants to have played Scatter Shields, you guys can have done that. We'll just call it a push for the evening, kind of like how Xanalor got by with his money for some reason. The next day and night are pretty quiet. The watch goes by without any issues. So you guys get to the turn basically, and then you guys will get to just outside Neverwinter Wood. So you're getting close, but you guys are riding up, and you see on the path there's a large hole in the ground, roughly 5 feet in diameter.
Uvinda?
Did I make that?
You did not.
Am I sure?
You're positive because you just got here.
Is there a dude with a pencil mustache and a top hat standing in the shadows waiting to jump us?
There is not. You do see like scratch marks and things like that around the hole. It looks like it has been created by a creature.
Did I make that?
You did not.
All right. I start off by just peering down the hole.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
12.
12. Okay. So you walk up towards the hole. You notice that it has been scratched out of the earth. It wasn't created by magical means or anything like that. It is far from perfect. Like I say, it's roughly 5 feet in diameter because it's not perfectly circular. As you're looking, sort of like it seems like you peer over the hole. Some dirt from around it like falls down into the shaft. And then all of a sudden you hear the sound of scratching and panting, and a creature comes bursting out of the hole. A medium hexapodal monstrosity with large eyes on its narrow head, the mouth filled with sharp teeth behind dripping mandibles. The front 2 legs come to razor-sharp points. Dagger-sized, spiky growths cover the top of its scaly back, head, and legs. The bluish-purple hide that's covered in a chitin-like substance has an iridescent quality to it. The hissing and chittering sounds it makes brings a cold shiver to your spine. You notice that as this creature emits these noises, 2 more come out from the hole behind it.
Guys, I'm incredibly certain I did not make this.
And that's where we'll leave off this week.
Oh boy.